Mainstream video games are games that are very popular with a lot of factors on why they are being played by millions of gamers globally. One of them is that they are free to play. Valorant, League of Legends, Dota 2, CSGO and Mobile Legends. Who doesn't like free entertainment, am I right? And who doesn't like free stuff more than Malaysians? Now, there's nothing wrong with playing these games, as I too enjoy playing them regularly. However, the problem with mainstream video game is that they get stale and repetitive, and when you've been playing a certain game for too long, you might get burnt out. This is where indie game comes in. Independent video game or indie game is a video game typically created by individuals or smaller development teams without the financial aid and technical support of a large game publisher, in contrast to most AAA games. However, this does not mean that indie games are inferior comparing with AAA games. There's a lot of debatable factors on which is better: the creative, low-price indie game or the cinematic, costly AAA game. What makes indie games so special is that they are not afraid to be different. Each of them is unique in their own way. Their games could be mixed up of shooter and rhythm game, or you get to play as a goose and piss people off and you get to do this and that. Each game is just so refreshing to play as they have their own premise and niche. Each world is unique and there's never a sense of dull. However, finding a game that's right for you might be daunting, as there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of indie gems. So in this series, I will be recommending indie games that I have played myself and the ones that I genuinely feel that other people should play it. A little bit of introduction. Metroidvania is a genre where a game combines the formula of Metroid and Castlevania games. To make it short, it's a game where progression is non-linear and is gated by various upgrades that you need to acquire. Metroidvania games are heavily focused on exploration and tight platforming. Exceptional level design is important as it leads the player to ideas on where to go. Backtracking plays an important role as well, as it gives a sense of exploration to player. Hollow Knight, in my opinion, is by far the best Metroidvania game. This one game that pretty much changed my view on how indie game is built different. I know, I wouldn't shut up to my mutuals asking them and begging them to play this game, but please, I'm on my knees, play this game. This game only costs 31 ringgit and it has 4 free DLCs. I've played roughly 50 hours and I can genuinely say that there was never a bad time. And you can reach one of the endings easily around 12 hours of gameplay. Starting off, you get to play as the knight. You arrive at Dirtmouth and you get to uncover the underground world of Hallownest with your trusty nail as your weapon. You can jump, hit enemies with your nail, and heal yourself by using soul. You can get soul by hitting enemies. A little bit of warning is that there is a time delay to heal, so if you're up against a boss, make sure to decide what you're gonna do. Now, I don't want people to get scared and think that this game is difficult as Dark Souls game, albeit it is a Souls-like game. There are bosses that is fairly tough to handle and platforming section that is challenging. However, there are multiple ways on handling challenges in Hollow Knight. You can upgrade your health, your soul bar, your nail weapon, and there's even a charm system which you can collect throughout the world. These charms were made to give different playstyle and different approach on dealing with bosses. If you feel like that one boss is giving you a hard time, then it's time to switch those charms to a different one. There's even a bunch of combo charms that you can use, and my favorite is this one where you don't even need to do anything, and it's cute as heck. If you suck at platforming like I do, there's a charm that regens your health, so you don't have to worry about healing. And just like in any Metroidvania, there are power-ups to be obtained throughout the gameplay. There's a bunch of power-ups that will improve your exploration and combat. Dash, double jump, wall jump, you can ground pound, this move, that move, speed move, and well, many more. For exploration, there's two types of quick travel. You either ride the stag or use the trim teleport where you can go zoom. Oh, and you can also buy map gadgets to mark interesting location and charms from NPCs using the world's currency, Geo. There's just so many options that has been given to the player, and the world of Hellenas is rich and enormous. It's insane. Next, I'll try to summarize the 4 DLCs that were given for free. Hidden Dreams DLC add dream bosses where you can fight some of the bosses for the second time. Grim Troop DLC adds my favorite boss fight yet, which reward you this little cutie. Lifeblood DLC optimizes the game and add another boss fight. Finally, Godmaster DLC is where Team Cherry just say, hey, this is the best ending and you have to fight all of the bosses again for 3 more times and adds another 8 more bosses. Well, mind you that all of these are completely optional. Okay, I think that's all. Last but not least, the soundtrack. Holy heck, Christopher Larkin did an absolutely amazing job composing the soundtrack for Hollow Knight. I don't know what to say to justify how great the soundtrack is. Hollow Knight was one of the first games that made me appreciate the importance of a great soundtrack in video game. Now, if all of these are too daunting and you're looking for something a little bit lighter and simple, Ori and the Blind Forest is the right start for you. The game has around 12 hours of gameplay and it costs 12 ringgit and 50 cents only. Ori is like the opposite side of the coin for Hollow Knight. They both has the same formula of a Metroidvania. However, Ori shines in storytelling. Just 10 minutes in the game and I can already feel the weight and the world of this game. The story starts off with Ori, a guardian spirit fell and was adopted by a creature, Naru. As Naru tries to take care of Ori, a cataclysmic event occurred and withered the forest of Nibel. As tragedy occurs one by one, a ray of hope shines on Ori and Ori meets Zane, a small orb who guides Ori on a journey to restore the forest. Ori can do a few things at the start with the help of Zane. There's a health pots that can heal Ori and energy cell that can pretty much save your game anywhere as long as you're in safe zone. For combat, Ori can use Spirit Flame that will auto-target the nearby enemies. Throughout the game, you'll encounter enemies that will drop Spirit Light. This will fill up your gauge and once you're filled, you will gain an ability point. You can upgrade and learn new abilities from 3 different branches. Utility that will aid in survival and defense. Efficiency that will provide conveniences for explorations and combat, which enhances Ori's offensive capabilities. These abilities are able to provide all sorts of tech, such as shooting 2 targets at once, allow Ori to see through walls, and even allow Ori to breathe in water. Other than that, just like in any Metroidvanias, Ori can unlock skills such as wall jump, double jump, and gliding. Pretty standard formula for a Metroidvania. Throughout your gameplay, you might find yourself a map stone fragment. These fragments will reveal a large portion of the map and ease your exploration. There's also fast travel by using spirit wells, although they are pretty scarcely to be found. Just like in Hollow Knight, it has excellent level design. By introducing all these new mechanics, it allows the player to be flexible and creative. My favorite part in Ori is the bash ability. It lets Ori to bounce off lantern, enemies, and projectiles. It gives such a fluid moment to Ori and helps in exploration tremendously. Other than that, since you can save anywhere with Soul Link, this pretty much saves a lot of time and it helps for new players that aren't good with platforming. Ori and the Blind Forest focuses more on platforming rather than hard-hitting bosses like in Hollow Knight. Not saying that there's no challenges at all in this game though. There are intense moments here and there that require some tight platforming. But it's that satisfying moment of flying through the course effortlessly. It's where Ori differs than Hollow Knight. Lastly, the soundtrack. It's so mesmerizing. Each track feels as if it captures Ori's perspective. The orchestral style is simply phenomenal, with the composer utilizing percussion, vocals, brass, and particularly strings to great emotional effect across the score. It's just astonishingly beautiful. You might be asking, why am I talking about this 6 to 4-year-old game? Well, first of all, there's just not enough people that talk about these games in Malaysia. Second, indie game developers deserve some more recognition. Remember, do not pirate video games. They have put a ton of love and hard work into developing their games. Both of these games has amazing art direction. Hollow Knight uses a bright and different palette on each area, while Ori and the Blind Forest has beautiful hand-painted background. I could go on hours talking about the little details and animation of these two amazing indie games. All I'm asking is to support and play their game. Finally, Silksong is coming out soon, and I just bought Will of the Wisp and I can't wait to play them. Now, that will be all for this video. Let me know in the comments on your thoughts of the video, and if you played these masterpieces, let me know if I missed anything. And yes, I will be making a video on Silksong and Will of the Wisp in the future. I know that there are a bunch of indie gems and I can't wait to talk about them more. Malaysian gamers is saturated with mainstream video games, so hopefully these indie gems will get more attention. I really hope that this video will make at least more than one person to try out any of these games. Also, if you played any indie games And if you feel like that game should be on this series, tell me in the comments, because I might not know that game. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And if you watch the video till the end, thank you so much. Stay safe out there.